Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today I'm going to show you how to install the best tempered glass screen protector on the market today for the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And I'm also going to show you how it's held up on my Note 8. Let's check it out. Now, tempered glass screen protectors, there are lots and lots of them available on Amazon. And a couple of the things that I don't like about the ones that I have tried over the years is the fact that water tends to get underneath the screen. You also tend to run into problems with dust accumulating on the sides. And it doesn't really provide some really good clicking. So at times what happens is as you put your case on your phone or the temperature heating happens, your phone is in the car, and you have either getting hot or cold, the actual tempered glass tends to warp for those that have the adhesive that are on the sides. And it's just a pain in the butt because you find that you have to press really hard to get the screen to respond. It messes with your S Pen, and it's just an overall mess. So the Whitestone dome glass screen protector, in my opinion, is the best screen protector on the market. And I'm going to show you why. This is my Note 8, and this is the tempered glass screen protector that I reviewed on the channel, and it has not changed. Let's take a closer look. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available. So I will go ahead and remove this case for a second, just so that we can see what it's looking like, and put it over to the side. And I just want to show you how this protector looks. So most of the friends that I have, and when I'm on a business trip and I see their screens and it's all bubbly, or they have the kind that they put on top and then you have dust on the side, when I show them my phone and I say this phone has a screen protector, they do a double take. They look at it a couple times and they go, really? And they just have a hard look at it, and they actually want to peel it off and says, no, don't do that. So this has been the same screen protector that I did the review on, and now the only thing that has happened, and I'm going to show you right here, you could see right here that it looks like there is some of the adhesive has been coming off a little bit. So there's kind of like, it's not so much bubbles, but you could see right here how it looks a little bit. That is because I test so many cases. Since I'm putting cases on, putting cases off, I've noticed that happen on one or two edges. It hasn't happened on this side, but I can see it a little bit on the side right here. But it's not very noticeable, and it doesn't impact the phone at all. Now, the other thing is, if you look at this screen protector, no dust on the sides. Right, and literally this goes from my jean pocket to my suit pocket to my shirt pocket, and I wipe it off on my jeans, wipe it off on my suit, have no issues. Absolutely great clarity, and again, like I mentioned, I have not changed this since the day one that I've had this on my phone during the review. So this is why I would recommend this screen protector, and why we're going to go through the installation process. So pay attention to the install. It's very easy, it's very simple, but you have to follow the steps. All right, so at first when you go to Amazon to look up this screen protector, you're going to say, holy moly, this thing is expensive. And it's not going to cost you $5. It's definitely not a $10 screen protector. But in my career and in using phones, I've noticed that I've gone through several $5 and $10 screen protectors just over and over again. So yes, you're going to pay a premium for these, but once you put it on, unless you crack it, you won't switch it. And if you crack it, it's a lot cheaper than switching your screen out. So a couple things about this is that this uses an UV adhesive curing process in order to adhere and seal the screen protector. Now, this will come up. I do have a video which I'm going to include up here in the corner that is going to show you how it comes off and it doesn't damage your phone, in case you're worried about it. The other thing is that it is bubble free, optically clear, and I have had no issues. Like I said, I've had this on all my phones. I've had it on my Note 9, I've had it on my iPhone 10, my iPhone 8 and 7, on my S9s. My complete household uses Whitestone dome glass protectors, and again, I rather have this break than the actual phone. So in this kit, you're going to get everything that you need. You're going to get your screen protector, you're going to get the curing process, you're going to get the curing fluid, and then also a little tray. Very easy to use, so let's take a look and see what's in the box. Now in the box, you're going to find this little lamp, and this is your curing lamp. This is the lamp that does the UV sealing with a USB cord, and you can just power this up to any brick. And then what you have is a tray, and this is an error-free tray. So this is going to allow you to put your phone in the tray and then get it aligned, and when you put the screen protector on it, you will not have any problems. So I'm going to go ahead and separate this like this for a second. So it has cleaning material, it has alcohol wipes, has these little separator tabs that you'll see how it works. It has these little protectors that you're going to use to cover your speaker, and then here's the actual glass. Now the other question I get always, you know, does this screen protector work with my case? So before we answer that question, another thing that you're going to find with this protector is that it has no micro dots. Let's go through here so you can see this in an angle. There are no dots whatsoever. So that means that those micro dots that you see in the other protectors will not be visible. So as you are looking at your phone in a specific angle in sunlight, it's just not required. This is actual glass. Now, what I do is before installing this and going through the process, if you want to confirm, because you know, we've reviewed a lot of cases and it typically works with all the major brands that I've reviewed, what I like doing is placing the screen protector on my screen as it's in the case just to see if it works. So for example, here I have a spec case that we reviewed on the channel, and what I'll do is I'll place it right here and I'll look at the alignment, and what I want to show you is right here. Notice how I have some play here. This is the nice thing about this product, is that you'll notice that I have some flexibility, and for the spec case which we reviewed, you'll notice that there's no issues with it because you have a lot of play. Not only do you have play from top to bottom, but you also have play from left to right. So notice how it jiggles. So this is going to work without a problem. Let's try a UAG case just to see. So now this is the Monarch, right? You can see how sharp that looks. And I'm going to take the same screen protector that I have not installed yet. I'm just going to place it right on top of it just to see how it fits. We'll do the same kind of jiggle test, and you'll notice a lot of room here, also room on the sides. So this is going to be a good fit as well. So I like doing that before you go through the adhesive process, especially if you already have a case. And again, if you're using some of the name brands, as long as you don't have the type of case that has a frame that goes on top of it, you're going to be fine. This type of case that you're seeing here, again, I've been using this from Spec, or this one from UAG, it doesn't seem like you'll have a problem. All right, now you have two glue adhesive bottles, and this is just a backup so that if you do mess up your installation. And what I typically do is, if I do mess up an installation, I will run, I'll take first of all, I do wear gloves just in case I do make a mistake. And what I'll do is I will just wash it off with warm water and then dry it off with some of the included wipes that are there. So I have made mistakes as I've been installing other, and I do a lot of these because I get family and friends that bring their phones over and say, hey, can you do it for us, because they're a little nervous. So if I have made a mistake, what I do is just wash it off. So don't throw it away. Don't, again, try to wipe it off with any alcohol. I just, water wash and then dry, and I'm set to go. So what we're going to do next is talk about prep. So with prep, make sure that you have no fan, no air, nothing going on in the background, because you don't want it to lift anything up. It's also really, really important, and I can't emphasize how important it is to have a very clean surface. And even if your phone is brand new, so if you just got the phone right out of the box, I still recommend going through the cleaning process. You're literally taking off that plastic wipe and the actual screen film. You'll just want to make sure you do that. You wipe it out really good, and also make sure that you're getting the corners really well, because that's where sometimes people fail to clean, and what ends up happening is you don't get a good seal, or you get dust or dirt underneath it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wipe this down really well. It has a couple things here that I'm going to use. You notice it has these swabs. So I'm going to use this to clean it off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry it off as well. All right, so we'll just go ahead and take care of this. The phone may turn on. You could turn off your phone. I tend not to turn it on just because I've done these so much. And all I'm doing is just wiping it down really, really good, trying to get, again, those sides here in the bottom. This evaporates really quick. You don't have to press down in any way, and I wouldn't, because what happens is you'll just push the alcohol that you're using for cleaning. It's just being pushed out. What I'm going to do is take one of these included little wipes that they have, go over this one more time to make sure that nothing sticks to it, wipe it down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and then just go over it. And you can inspect it. I inspect my phone multiple times during the process just to make sure that nothing is there. But when you see it right here in an angle, you can see how clean that is. So I'm going to put it in the tray and then show you what the next step is. Now, one tip I wanted to share with you is that as you're placing the phone into the tray, make sure that you press firmly on each side to ensure that the phone is resting flat. I've had some of my viewers and subscribers just mention that they didn't have a good installation, and what I found is, even as I've spoken to some of my friends that have had some faulty installs, it's because the phone wasn't resting firmly in the tray, so it was kind of like in an angle, and they swear to me that they were on a flat surface. So make sure that that it's pushed down all the way, that you can feel that there's really nothing left there, and then you should be okay. So now the next step of the process is we are going to put the tabs here, but I just want to show you something. So as I put this on here, it's just going to fit just like this, and it's going to be nice and snug. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this aside, and the next step is I'm going to put some overspill. These little cotton guys are going to handle any kind of overspill that may be coming on the sides, and then also I'm going to use these tabs that we have here to kind of block off my speaker that I have right here. All right, so now the next step in the process is I'm going to place this little tab right here, and it's easy to align, right? So all you're going to do is make sure that it aligns with the top, and it's very sticky with this area right here to cover the speaker. Now, once it's in place, you'll notice that the tab right here is really touching the sides easily. So what you'll do is you'll guide it this way in, and then you'll put it down, and then all you have to do is go around it like I'm going right here with my finger, and that's going to make sure that it's sticking and it's covering your speaker. Next step is to put this tray right in its place. I'm going to be using, this is where you're going to put your adhesive tube in place. It's going to look like this. Use this little tab, right? And that little tab is going to go here, and it's going to hold your screen protector. So your screen protector, as I'm going to grab it here, is going to go inside. It's going to be resting on this. I'm going to remove this little piece of plastic that's covering it once I have it in place, and then I'll be removing this, and it will fall in place once I have the liquid down. So this is going to be the last thing I put in. Right, but I kind of like having this here because I want to make sure that I don't introduce any dust or anything as I'm going along the way. So the next thing is to take my adhesive and get ready for the pour. All right, so there's what you're going to do first is going to remove this top right here. Nothing's going to come out, so I'll just put it right on top of that rag, and then I'm going to screw it in here into place. And you'll notice that there is no liquid coming out yet. Once it's in place, I'm going to release this tab right here, and then the liquid's going to come down. Make sure that you have your screen protector handy, right, so that you don't panic and try to get it in. Now the goal is going to be to have the actual liquid appear in this area and then just stay there. Now if you have an uneven surface, before you start working with this, make sure that your liquid is not moving anywhere on your screen, that it's steady, and that's going to make sure that you have a good install. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to remove the top here, and as I remove it, liquid's going to come out, right? And you'll notice how it's staying there in place. It's a little bit off on my desk. So all I'm going to do is I'm holding it right here for now. I'm going to move this to the side, make sure that I get all the liquid out. I'm going to lift this entire section because I won't need this anymore. Feels good. I'm going to put it right here on the side, and I'm going to tilt this over a little bit. So you want to make sure that all the bubbles, all the liquid stays together. You saw how that was separated and how I just adjusted that. You want to keep that all together right here. And it's important that you do, because if you have any kind of separation in the liquid, what will happen is you'll have air bubbles. And you don't want that. So you notice how that's placed right there? I'm pretty happy where that's at. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the screen protector, screen cover. I don't like how it's moving a little bit because my desk is a little bit off. So I'm going to bring it back up to the top. Right there. And then I'm going to place this in place. Start with the bottom and then just lift it right there. So now I'm going to make sure that everything is nicely aligned. Feels good. And now here's the key to a successful installation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the bubble run down this way. So I'm going to tilt it. And as I'm tilting it, it's going to touch the glass. Once it touches the glass, that's when you release the tab. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to tilt. Notice how it's going down. And then once it touches the glass, I'm releasing. Now notice how I released, and now it's kind of dispersing evenly. You get no bubbles, you get no liquid being dispersed inappropriately, and it's going out evenly outward. That's what you want. If your bubbles are separated, the liquid is separated, you're going to have a problem. So now I'm going to let this continue to move out to the sides, and you notice how nicely it did that. It's going to cover all the areas nicely, and I'm going to plug in my UV. Now for the UV process, you're going to place, first you want to make sure that it's dispersed everywhere. So you'll notice that there isn't one spot here that has that no adhesive has covered. If you're comfortable with the way it looks and you see how mine is, then what you're going to do is you're going to turn on the UV. Do not turn on the UV if you see any specks, any problems, any dust, because you'll ruin the screen protector at that point. If you do see dust or specks, you'll remove the screen, wash off the phone, wipe down the phone, use the alcohol wipe, clean off your screen, and you start all over again. All right, so I'm comfortable with the way that looks. I'm going to turn on the UV light. I'm going to place it in the first position. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over every single position and just have the curing lamp move over. So I'm going to do it once this way, and then I'll do it once this way, and then I'll take it out, wipe it down, and I'll do it one more time. Now what you'll do is you'll continue to move this lamp down every 15 seconds until you get the full pass. Now as you're moving down, make sure that the very last portion that you have some really good coverage. Notice how I'm all the way over here at the corner, making sure that I'm getting the home button area, because again, that's going to be the area that you're pressing the most, and that's the area that you want to make sure that the adhesive is very well cured. So make sure you come all the way over and that the light is actually going over. I'm actually, just for sake of paranoia, once I'm done with this 15-second curing process, I'm going to move it over and have half of it on and half of it off, just to make sure that I have a good seal on the bottom. Now in my case, I like doing that because I go through a lot of cases. Remember in some of my videos I talk about how I love having cases for different situations, and I do take the cases on and off often. So what I like doing is just making sure that the corners, the bottom, are very well cured so that I don't get that effect that you saw on my Note 8 to be very prevalent on the top or the bottom. So you notice how you can see my finger right here on the side, how it's still, it's probably an inch overlapping, just to make sure that I'm getting everything. And then I'll do the same thing here at the top, because remember, when you take off your phone case, you're either peeling on the top or the bottom, and just to be on the safe side, I'll work on both sides the same way. So now I'm doing what I mentioned. I'm going over the very top area, little overlap, making sure that I cure that top area an extra few minutes, or actually a few seconds. All right, so now that I removed it out of the base, I'm going to go over and just wipe it down. Let's do a nice wipe down. Just remove anything that could be there. There was no liquid. Those little tabs that you have on the side do a nice job of absorbing if there's anything extra, taking care of that. And then I'm going to use their towel to kind of wipe down the glass. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through one more round of curing process. Now, just right now, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So look how sharp that is. Does it look like you have a screen protector? Hopefully the answer is no. So now what we're going to do is, before we do anything with it, we're going to turn on our lamp and we're going to go through it full 60 seconds on each side, this side and this side, just to make sure we got that sealed. I'm moving to cure now the bottom, and we're going to leave it for a full 60 seconds. All right, so let's take a closer look and see. I powered up my phone and just wanted to show you what the screen protector looks like on. Notice no bubbles, no fingerprints underneath, no hairs, no lint. Again, this is why, in my opinion, and also what you'll find from many other YouTube reviewers, that this is the best screen protector on the market. Now let me show you how things look from an optical quality perspective. So I'm going to bring in a picture that actually shows off the colors and the quality of the Note. So let's go ahead and zoom this in. This is what you get. Notice that. And again, this is a screen protector that is virtually invisible. And as people look at it, they'll question, do you have a screen protector on it at all? Look how gorgeous that looks. All right, so I went ahead and this is the UAG Monarch case. So I have this on and just wanted to show you how it looks. So again, no issues at all. We have good spacing on top, bottom, and on the sides. So everything looks great. The screen is very responsive. For those of you who are questioning about the S Pen, let's get the S Pen out and we'll try writing on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and just write using the, notice, no issues. Going to go over here on the sides. I think that's a bottom issue right here, so yeah, we're good. Yep, no problem whatsoever. All right, now before we wrap things up, wanted to highlight one more thing. Save this, because in the event that you do crack your screen protector, you could just purchase this screen with the tray at a much cheaper price and not need this. So save it so that if you need to change your screen, you can. So guys, that wraps up our review of what I would recommend as being the best tempered glass screen protector on the market for any smartphone. In this case, we're looking at the Note 9. And you saw how easy it is to install. I've done many of these. If you follow my technique, if you have a flat surface area, you won't have to jiggle as much as I do. But you saw what I did, and it works. It just works. So make sure you subscribe, smash that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.